Hello and welcome back to Factorio and Space Age. Now I was kind of talking about this setup the other time. And I'm kind of wondering if we can do something here. To make this slightly better. And mainly, I'd like to do this. Now, the problem is... if I want to put any other beacon in here, we're gonna have to move this a little bit. There probably will. So ideally, we would be like either slightly faster than what we are here, or like a bit slower. But already here, we're using a lot less bioflux. Gonna do this. We'll do that. That's fine. Let's do that. I'm messing a little bit with this, which is not going to be good for this setup, but whatever. Like, okay. If we do this, actually, boom. And then we take this and we put that in there instead. What's gonna be the end result here? Oh, we are about to find out. Holy shit, okay. Oh, that's insane. That's really, really insane. That's way too much. Okay. That's way too much. Holy crap, dude. So 290 per second is already a little bit too much. Yeah. So if we can moderate this even further by doing this maybe. And that's 217. That's a lot. It's not useful. We can get it to minimum consumption. 127. That's gonna be 260, right? Yeah. Okay. This we can work with, I think. We don't need that, yeah. We'll have bioflux there. Okay. We'll do... I can do this, actually. We'll do that. We'll read the contents of this belt. That's gonna do the thing. We'll have the bioflux go in here. These will be legendary, actually. I don't think this is gonna work otherwise. This, we can do that with. So yeah, that goes there. This goes there. With the... You can even do the big boy modules. Boop. Boop. Okay. Now. This here is a little bit... We'll do that. This clearly wants to go in this direction, right? Actually, we won't even do that. We'll do this. And then we'll do that. Okay, how are we doing on these eggs? They're kinda okay still. So in theory, this is gonna be 2 full belts of nutrients. The only problem with this is that this is not getting its nutrients. We do this. Probably can, right? Yeah, that's gonna be fine. Okay. This is still like 127 times 4, which is 2.11 full belts of nutrients. And on top of that, this spends 7.5 and this spends 6.39. So this is even more effective than before. Which is insane. Now, that being said, this is clearly only enough to support 6 of these, which I find disturbing. We do have a bunch of these biochambers now. Apparently, yeah, the legendary landfill is the problem. But this is reducing the amount of bioflux that we're getting, for sure. Also, I think this is completely unnecessary. We'll just go straight in here. And that's gonna be fine. Ideally, we'd go here as well, right? So we shorten this a little bit. But this should also be self-sustaining. Like, if we run out of this for a long time, this should be able to put nutrients in these to start it up again whenever we get the chance, right? But this is definitely 2 full belts. Oh well. Sometimes there's a small freaking gap, but it's not. Like, I don't know. There's really no effective way we could deal with that. We could separate these more and put a side-loading belt to cover any things that's not fully saturated, but I don't know if it's worth the effort here. Okay, cool. That's definitely gonna help us eventually. Mostly it's this one here. And this one over here. The pentapod eggs are by far the 2 most consuming things that we have in terms of nutrients. Can do this. We'll take the bioflux up here, and we'll do that. We'll do that. It's fine. And then we'll take this spoilage out here. It's also fine. I don't know, we were pretty steady around 4.8k per minute before. I think this is definitely gonna reduce our bioflux usage a little bit. Okay. Next order of business. I think we do this. We have a couple of those. This has 5 different ingredients. I was thinking about doing something like this. This only has 4 different ingredients, but this is a little bit of a bigger building. We can probably do that, right? So 1, 2. But the problem is if we want to take it from the same belt. Right. So if we have this coming in here, we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we can't even do that. We can't even do that. Also, this has mega stalled. Because of spoilage. All right. And that's also got spoilage in it. Which is interesting. So much spoilage on this belt. I'd want spoilage of any quality, probably. And then put into this. And we can do that. And we can take this out from here as well. Okay, that's ever so slightly annoying. But that's way more effective. So I forgot what the hell I was doing here. Okay, so how do we want to do this? Can we do this with one belt? That's the question. We do... Right. No, I cannot do that, actually. We'll have to do sushi belt in space. That's the thing. Right. I see. That's something I forgot. But that does simplify things just a little bit. Actually. We probably want to do this. We'll get fluid in from the other side. And then we'll put fluid out there as well. Right? That's not so strange. And we can do something similar on the next one. Right? That's not so strange. Question is how many of these bad boys we can build. And that should be the pipes. And that should be the thing. The output we'll put here. And we'll also need to do recycling here. Okay. If we steal... We only need to do this kind of recycling, right? We don't need to do the other one. This one is slightly too freaking wide. We'll put it here. We'll start somewhere here, maybe. So the output does go here. Okay. I think we have to loop this, right? I don't see how we could avoid doing that. Actually, I do see how we could avoid that. We could just... Because this is special case, right? We're not gonna be able to do this with the other qualities, but with the first one, we can just put it back. Because the initial... thing here is the first circuits. So that's gonna be fine. Right? And then any output that's legendary will have to go here. And this is legendary. We can stack up to 10k if we really wanted, right? Then we'll do a lot of this recycling. Don't remember how long it takes to recycle the quantum processors. But that seems fine. I do this. I do this. Swap this around so that ammo comes from the other side. We'll do this. I'm not really happy about that, but what can I do? How much of this do we still have? Decent amount, but I don't think this is gonna be enough. How much do we have? Yeah, no, that's not gonna be enough. Gonna have to send you back to novice. Which is a bit of a shame. But this station is just not big enough right now. It's gonna take some time too. Okay, so we can't do that for now. What else can we start doing? Well, we do have legendary biochambers in decent amount right now. Oh. Right, and they got stolen immediately. Whatever, dude. We take a look at a couple of these here. We can make bioflux slightly more effective than we are doing it right now. This setup is absolutely freaking... well, it's horrendous. That being said, it has served us really well. So I shouldn't be shit-talking it too much. But if we take a look here... and we wanted to do... let's say this, for example. That's fine. So that's about slightly more than 3 per second for each of these, which is a little bit more than these, but it only uses a little bit less of the resources, yeah. I did something cheeky like this, and then also something cheeky like this. What would the result be? Actually, it would be more like this. Right, because we would have the next here. So then we're talking a lot here, but it's way more balanced. No, maybe it's not. Maybe it's the same. Yeah. Balance seem to be the same. So this is 3 That's 30. This is almost 60. Right, it's 3 times 18. That's 54. Yeah. So that's a little bit less than half a belt. That's 54. Now this is almost 30. But we designed this with a full belt of jelly and Yumako in mind. So this is 7.5 times 18, right? Which is 135. Slightly more than possible. Yeah, so it's an input kind of problem rather than an output kind of problem. So these each consume 20, so that's 40. We could do 6 of these for a full belt, right? 20 times 6 is 120. But it's 20.6. So 20.6 times 5 would be 103. So we'd be missing 3.6 per second for a full one. And we'd be getting... Oh, we'd be actually getting more than... No, we'd be getting 164. That's not bad. For basically the same input, we'd be getting an insane amount more than this. So we'll do this. Obviously, we don't want any other output from there, right? The problem we had with this was that the spoilage was really, really bad. So the question becomes then, how do we deal with spoilage? And how do we deal with nutrients? Maybe we do this instead. Okay, hear me out. This is gonna take a lot more room. But we can do... Actually, this works pretty well both ways, because we could do... No, we can't. No, we can't. Because the range isn't enough. We can't, because the range isn't enough. So we can't go that way. But... we could do, for example... nutrients here. Pretty easily. And then... we could do... spoilage... here. Like that. So we can take spoilage out here. And the spoilage from the nutrients. We want to be really cheeky. You know what? If we get nutrients in from the other side instead. Like this. Or even like this, actually. Then we could have nutrients go further. So we get nutrients in here. Boom. And then, if these nutrients spoil, we will be able to do this. And then they would be on both sides here, yeah? So we'd lose a little bit with this up here. Don't see a good way of getting rid of that. Okay, so nutrients coming in there. We got spoilage out here. You need a lot of Yumako though. It's really difficult to do this double belt here. The fact of the matter is, okay, we have to rethink this a little bit again. So the fact of the matter is, spoilage is probably gonna be pretty minimal in this machine, right? We can do that, and we can do that. So if we pretend instead that this is spoilage going out, here. You can even have a spoilage going out on the other side as well. Right? If we do this, then this is nutrients that come in here. We can even like go up here. That doesn't really matter too much. But spoilage go out there, at least. Actually, this does matter. Because if we want spoilage to go from the other parts, we're gonna have to have this belt intact. And then you'll jump over this. right? Then you'll go up there. So fruits come in here. No, nutrients come in here. Boom. Nutrients go further. They'll feed both of these machines. Anything spoils in these two, it's either going to go in this belt or this belt. And if any of the nutrients spoil, we had this really nice just somewhere. Okay. We have this here. Oof. Yeah, we're struggling a little bit with bioflux. But, so if any of the nutrients spoil, we'll just put them in here. And they'll fly away instead. And then we need the Yumako stuff. That's gonna come in on the other side of this thing, right? Boom. And that's gonna be going there. Okay. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. I think we can make this work. We can even... We'll do that as well. Or, technically... we can just do this. Right? We can do this to not rely so much on bots. That's not too bad. Well, we need this there. No. This. And then we could send nutrients or Yumako, or the mash, either direction, really. And then this is completely... tileable, I think. Yes. So this is tileable. And as we said, one of these sections, we can have maybe 6 or half a belt. So this only goes up to 6. The only area we can demonstrate this is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this here doesn't need to go further. That can go in there. This doesn't need to go further either. And can just go in here. Okay, that's terrible. Okay. Doo-doo. And there we go. So this is gonna consume half a belt of Yumako mash and almost half a belt of jelly and produce 164 bioflux per second. Not bad. This is a pretty good build. This is a pretty good build. Okay, so now we need something similar. With Yumako Mash. Or if we're really cheeky here, we'll do this, right? If we're really cheeky, we can do this. Because then we'll get half a belt. Or one belt, sorry. How much of this would we need, exactly? We get in a mixed belt of fruits in here. Boom, boom. We get the nutrients in here as well. We're not gonna need that many nutrients, but we'll get them in here. So the sad part here is if we want to match this maybe we can do this. We fiddle around a little bit with the modules. This, okay, this is pretty good. That we can work with this. So this is 80, and this is 80s, or it's 82.4 and 87.9. Oh no. So 2 of these will be a full belt. Right? 2 of these will absolutely be a full belt. Right? And this is gonna eat a lot of fruits, but that doesn't matter too much. That doesn't matter too much. So here, I mean, we'll do this. There we go. And then the annoying part of this is gonna be the seeds. That's gonna be annoying partly because we need to sort them from the spoilage that comes out from this, right? Because I think we just do this, right? We just do jelly nut seeds. Actually, we'll do a normal with filter. So jelly nut seed and then Yumako seed. So that's gonna come out on the spoilage belt. And then somewhere where this is coming in will be like, yeah, we can do that. Like here, we're just sorting spoilage into one and the seeds into another. But that's fine. So to feed that belt that we have up there, this is going to be absolutely fine, I think. And what did we say? We said 3 of this makes 1. So this is 40, 60, 80, Wait, what? It's 240. And this is half, and that's gonna be 123. Right, and this here is gonna make... Wait. Yeah. Okay. So this is too much. Yes, we want to remove that. This is 176. And 99, yeah. Which is completely fine, right? So the trick here... will actually be that... we need to modify this a little bit. Because this is only gonna feed half of this setup, right? So, this is one belt. And that's gonna feed this much of this setup. No. Oh no, wait. Here. Okay, so there we go. So this here needs another 123, yeah. Okay. That's pretty cool. So I think we can start putting this together. Gonna absolutely wreck my Liba base now. Because the pentapod eggs are gonna be starved here. Okay. Gonna regret doing this, I feel like. We'll do that. We'll do this here somewhere. Cool. We'll upgrade these to legendary again. That's fine. I'm absolutely gonna regret doing this probably. But we'll survive. We have these. I'm pretty satisfied with this, honestly. I am pretty satisfied with that. How are we doing on novice? This seems to have picked back up a little bit. Don't have that many of them. Yeah. We are definitely out of some of the sciences here. You have reached home. No, I don't want to take those belts. Okay. There we go. So we'll be able to fix that eventually, yeah? Okay. So. this bad boy is gonna be out first. Right? I think we'll just put it down here. Somewhere. Put it here. And then two of these will be needed to feed this. Like so. We're gonna have to separate them somehow. And then we'll take this. Because we need nutrients. We need a lot of nutrients for this. We'll take that and put that there. So the nutrients, gonna need the bioflux belt, which is this one. And just drag that down again. We can swap this around a little bit. We can do this. Bioflux belt is this one. There we go. Should probably start requesting some stuff because it's a little bit annoying not being able to build. Okay, I'm gonna do that to stop reading the thing. It doesn't really serve any other purpose than that. No. Go here. And then back there. Okay. So we'll have one nutrient belt go in here. And then we'll have the other nutrient belt go in here. And then we'll see how that's gonna turn out, okay? Spoilage will merge spoilage here, I think. We'll do this. And then we'll do the seeds. And we'll do this. And we'll do the other seeds. That's fine. I don't remember where we sent the seeds. Right, we merged them into one belt because of... That's the easiest way probably to do this. We'll take it next to the nutrients. Do that. Easy peasy. Okay. This is gonna need a shared belt of these fruits, actually. We can do this. And we can do this. And this guy up here does actually need a shared nutrient and thing belt. Whatever. Don't need to deal with that right now. What is this that we put up here? That's more Yumako fruits, right? I don't know why we swapped that one over. But Yumako fruits go in here to make carbon. Easy peasy. So far, so good. Now, to kickstart this and this, we're gonna need something like this. I'll do this. We'll do this. And then we'll do this. You are going to read this belt and say that if you don't have any nutrients, you probably should be crafting some. And it's gonna be the same here, yeah? You don't have any nutrients here. You probably should be crafting some. Okay. So far, so good. Then when we have this coming out here, this is where we want to put it. Right? And then the bioflux is gonna go out on this belt here. I don't know why we made that long, but we did. The only spoilage that we'll get here is gonna be actual spoilage. So that can go out here. Do this. Then we'll take the spoilage in there. Okay, cool. So far, so good. Yeah. You are getting your things. You're getting your things. You are not getting your things. There we go. And this here is gonna be a mega full belt, right? So here somewhere we'll be taking this other belt out. That needs to go in there. Okay, how are we doing with the pentapod eggs? Well, 5 minutes left. We better start rushing this. Okay, so we can probably do this. And we can also take a look at how many of these we would have in here. 81. How many do we have in here? A lot. Okay, let's just send that. Let's send that. Because we kinda need this to work as fast as possible, right? Damn. Okay, so now we need to sort the spoilage. We're gonna have spoilage that comes out of this as well, right? We'll put that there. Alright, we do have this one as well. I guess we'll put one more there. That's okay. Don't particularly care that much about the other spoilage. Okay. Interesting. Right. This needed to be nutrient. We'll do this. That should be fine. You know, I really dislike this stuff here. Why not just be like... Alright. Why not just do... this. And then be like... Okay, sure, but... the seeds are... We take spoilage. Send that left. Yeah. And then... like the seeds go in here. We can just send the seeds in there. We don't really have a need for this. Okay. Excellent. Then can we not just do this up here? Do this. Wait until it's constructed, maybe. So we've been doing like around 5.6k, 3.6k for a very long time. I don't think we'll be steady holding this at 10k per minute. That would be crazy. Okay. Then we'll send that in there. We definitely need some spoilage that goes into the thing, right? This seems to have worked out okay. This did not work out okay. For some reason, that completely stopped. Okay. I'm a little bit curious why that happened, but... maybe we got lucky with the gambling? I don't know. I don't actually know. Man, I'm quite happy with how this turned out. I am quite happy with how this turned out. And this would be able to consume 4.2k Yumako per minute. Which apparently we are able to do. So this setup is not that far off from what we can sustain, apparently. We can do a lot of fruits. Cool. Well, this is gonna keep Galiba going for quite some time, I feel like. How many of these do we still have? We have 15 biochambers left. Okay. I think next time we're probably gonna take a hard look at our science production. On Galiba specifically. I don't know, I don't think 15 legendary things will be able to do 10k SPM. I don't think we have the infrastructure to be even close to sustaining that. However, we can see kind of how much we need. Because the egg gambling as well, we can probably build a little bit of a cleaner setup with this. I really, really liked these two. I'm sure I could figure out something cleaner with this Like, I don't like this underground particularly. I could maybe route the belt the other direction and then go here instead, for example. Would look slightly more clean. Would look a little bit similar to this instead with this sneaking in here, but... Oh. I am quite happy with how this turned out. Like, quite happy. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and have a really nice day.